super ready, excited for the day. It's going to be an amazing day. Back to this.
We need more Philly. Gather too. Best show ever in
Well, hidey ho and hello, everyone. It is Tuesday.
I dare say hello and hidey ho.
And it is October 1st. How did October get here?
What has happened to us?
I don't know.
Just yesterday, it seemed like it was September 30th, and here we are.
October 1st. The month of Halloween. My name is Erinn.
My name is Dan.
And we are
Erinn and Dan. And this is Erinn and Dan.
But it's live.
It's everything you love and hate about Erinn and Dan.
Yeah.
But it's live.
Exactly. So that means that right now, if you are out there and you want to say hello, just like Fred Debbie Riley did. Hello, Fred. Nice to see you.
You can do that, and we'll feature your comments in real time. Hello, friends. I see a lot of familiar faces out there and some new ones, too.
Yes, welcome.
Thanks for being here on this Tuesday evening, as we are often at 8 p.m. Eastern.
And if you're a regular, thanks for joining us. If you're not a regular, thanks doubly, because it's a good time to be a first-time user. And down here is how you can follow us: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
If I hadn't been fiddling around in menus and trying to get our tech set up, I would have made a joke about irregularity as it related to poop. And I would have said something about fiber.
Oh,
so
man.
just pretend 15 seconds ago like I did that, and now we'll be on track, and my soul will be at rest.
But speaking of fiber, guess what? Boonville, North Carolina, this little old place right here is about to get fiber internet. That's right, in just about 1 month.
Yeah.
When we get back from our tour, we will be coming to you with much clearer screens.
And with a nice, sexy amount of glass in front of the camera. No more of this webcam bull. It's going to be camera action.
It is.
And if you've known us, and I don't know what we look like, it's cloudy tonight. So if we look fuzzy, you know the drill. You've seen the show. But no more. After this episode, we're going to be made in the shade.
That's right. Y'all, what are you drinking tonight? Today is International Coffee Day, and we are here serving up some fresh coffee right here. This is actually not a regular boost. This is the coffee that Dan had left over from his contract.
Oh, this isn't even the fresh beans?
No, it's not fresh beans.
Okay, well, this is infused with the lifeblood of Flat Rock, North Carolina.
That's right, which we'll talk about in a moment.
Are you drinking a beverage tonight? If you are, let us know what's going on out there.
Yes.
What's going down your gullet?
And Dan, since I did the toast last week, I believe that you should go ahead and give everybody a nice little something to start.
Diet Pepsi coffee?
Can't beat that.
That you can. That sounds awful. Hey, y'all, listen. I guess this week it'd be appropriate to just kind of give reverence and support to the people who've been affected by the hurricane. Where we were in Western North Carolina has been decimated. We have friends and family out there that are having a really, really tough time. We're going to talk later about how you can help and support those people and those communities which have lost more than I've seen ever since being in North Carolina. I think it's been the most devastation since like 1994 or something in North Carolina. So here's to them. I hope that they can find a cup of coffee in their hands in the near future, because everyone deserves to have a nice cup of joe. And at the very worst, you can lose property, but as long as you have each other, you're still ahead in the game. So I hope that everybody is safe and healthy out there. And here's to finding support for those people very soon.
Absolutely.
Clink. Now that was not funny.
No, but let me tell you something. There is nothing like a fresh cup of coffee, especially at 8 p.m. I love coffee, and it doesn't keep me up all night. It does give me a little energy, but it calms me down.
I've started to pay a little bit more attention to my caffeine intake, and I think I do sleep better when I don't drink coffee at 8 p.m.
Is that true?
Go figure.
Yeah.
Science has been leading me astray.
Hi, Ellen from Anchorage, Alaska. Thanks for coming in, and we would love to come back for another show.
Oh, yeah.
Good to see you.
The problem with it is it's expensive and difficult. So we probably won't. Unless, Ellen, you produce a show and bring us back out there, because we'd love to come.
Ooh, yes, we would. Last time we were performing in Alaska, we had so much fun. Alaska is a gorgeous place. If you guys haven't been there, I highly suggest it. Yeah, we have a lot of our kids that are actually here from Boone, North Carolina. And,
Our many children. We have a brood, like a queen ant. They spill out of us like a sack of coffee grounds, actually.
That's right, they do. We love our spring theater kids. A lot of them were up in college, and they are now out of school since their school has flooded. So here's some ways that you can help if you're interested. So basically, there are many places that you can donate. And I didn't put them here because you guys are tuning in from so many different locations. No matter where you are, especially in the state of North Carolina, this is just a basic list of what you can donate. And if you just literally Google closest donation places to me, you'll be able to find an easy drop off. And there are volunteers out there right now that are getting stuff out to people in need. Oh my gosh, I saw the most incredible thing today. There was a bunch of mules and horses that they took out there because they can get through a lot easier than cars. And there's all these mules and horses that are out there just being heroes. And
see,
I love that so much.
In my opinion, that just stands to my testament that I've always said that the Bronze Age had it best. That was when it was best. It hasn't gotten better.
Have you always said that,
Dan?
I
never stopped. The Bronze Age did it right.
The Bronze Age.
List of things: hygiene and health, food and water. You can donate a baby.
No, that's baby products.
Right.
Pet products. Don't
Either
donate
way.
your babies. Unless you're really done with your kid.
Might be a good excuse.
It might be a Moses moment.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, you guys, to change the subject, it is International Coffee Day. And while we were on a cruise earlier this year, we went on a Virgin cruise. And it was so much fun. There were no virgins, but lots of fun.
Well, you don't know that. You did not take a poll.
Well,
and I saw some people hanging out in the board game section that I thought might have been.
You're not wrong.
He invited me to play, and I thought that board looks awfully sticky.
Well, Daniel.
What?
Daniel Beckman.
No, you took that in a weird way. I just meant sticky like fingers, like Cheetos and stuff.
Anyway, we went to a coffee tasting, and I don't know if y'all have ever done this, and if you have, please tell us in the comments. Oh my gosh, coffee tasting is so much fun. So this is the coffee wheel, and I'll go ahead and break it down a little bit more, but basically, you smell the coffee and you taste the coffee, and then there's all of these different notes. So like berried and fruits and dried fruits, and then it like breaks them down even further.
It's a lot like wine, like tasting wine and finding the notes in wine. You find floral notes, and you do it with the beans before they're ground and the beans after they're ground, and then you do it with the beans after they're made into coffee.
And Dan and I were on the same team, and we basically went back and forth with this other team trying to figure out the notes that were in this coffee. And
they gave us like five mystery coffees, and we had to find the tasting notes and the, whatever, all the things that had to do with the coffee. And we went 0 for 5.
Yeah, we were bad.
Smoked. I love coffee, but I don't have a distinguished palate.
When we were tasting, the first thing that I was tasting was soap. And I was like, oh, it's soap. And they were like, that is incorrect, ma'am.
Although,
that's what I tasted.
Yeah.
I was being honest.
And they can't tell you you're wrong because it's your experience.
Yeah, but they did. So that happened. Anyway, y'all, it has been a really crazy week. We are getting ready to go on an insane tour. We're going to be leaving this Thursday morning.
Day after tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're actually going to be doing 36 shows.
In 7 weeks. All over the Midwest. I think we're hitting like 13 or 14 states, something like that. We got our pack down today, and I have to say, I've been waiting for 6 years to make our tour pack more efficient, and we went ahead and we did it.
Yep.
And I don't know why we waited, probably because it was a big mess and it took a couple of hours, which as a lazy procrastinator, I wasn't willing to spend before.
Yep.
But I'm psyched. We've got our mics rack mounted. We've got everything's packed down into tiny boxes. We have room in the back. If anyone wants to hitch a ride,
so cool.
There's room for you.
It's amazing.
In fact, if you want to be a roadie and you want to run our sound and carry in our stuff, hit us up in the next 24 hours.
Yeah, except we don't have a budget to pay you for this particular tour.
I was going to withhold that part.
We would feed you and make you coffee.
I will feed you, and I will make you into coffee.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Ray, it's so good to see you.
Elbow.
I did. That was like literally funny bone on funny bone. Was it funny to you?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Dan Beckman Photography Picture of the Week.
Week.
As you all know, Dan is an award-winning photographer.
Twice, 2 awards.
He has won only 2 awards, but he's only entered like 3 or 4 contests.
Yeah.
So to be fair, that's impressive.
That is true. Maybe we should talk it more about like a 666 batting average.
I think we should. All right, Dan, he never knows which picture I'm going to choose. Here you come. Woo!
Oh, this is my sister and now future brother-in-law.
That's right. They're engaged.
Charleston, South Carolina. We were doing a shoot in the surf. This is one of my favorite portraits of all time, in fact, because I love how joyful my sister looks and how Jared looks like he's literally about to die.
He does, and all you can see is the tip of his head. You can't even see the rest of his body at
actually,
all.
even if they were standing shoulder to shoulder, that's what they would look like. Because Laura is 6 foot and he's, I think, 4'11".
Thank God, because I'm really short in this family, so Jared brings it down by...
He's not. He's 5'9".
Yeah. You know, every time I see a short man, I think he's shorter than me.
That is true. The amount of people that are 6 foot or under that Erinn goes, he's shorter than me, right? Erinn's 5'4". Very few men are shorter than her.
I don't know what my problem is. You know what my problem is you. You are so
If I had
tall.
a nickel for every woman who said that to me.
No, I look up to you every day. I literally you know what I mean? I look up to you in every way. But
I look up to you in a lot of ways and not all.
That's true. You never look up to me in height.
No. Or moral compass.
You look up to me in moral compass.
That is true. If there's one thing you have going for you, it's your moral compass. And your thirst for knowledge.
Because this year is Erinn's year of learning. I decided at the beginning of this year that I was going to learn one thing per day. And if you've been tuning in all year, you've been learning them with me. So here is what I have learned this week.
I'm pushing the schedule too fast, and I apologize for that.
It's okay. It's the coffee.
I'm just excited. I love this part of it.
I'm excited too.
I see a clownfish.
Okay, so yes, I learned on September 24th that this is insane, Dan. If they wanted to, clownfish could change their sex, including their reproductive organs, through an irreversible process.
Irreversible?
Yes.
So they can just do it once.
They do it once, and then so if they want to do it, they better do it right. They can't go back. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. Next.
On September 25th, you know who this is, Dan?
That's Spartacus. That's Bruce Willis with hair.
Do you know who that actor is? Oh, come on.
That's some guy from looks like the 70s.
You must know who that actor is. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and start telling you about him.
Okay.
But in the comments, go ahead and tell me who that beautiful actor is. So,
is he beautiful?
In 1947, the Asheville Community Theater hired this unknown actor to be its next director for $100 a week for the season. Okay.
Is that Clint Eastwood?
No.
Who is that?
Somebody's got to know. Somebody tell me.
Charlton Heston?
Yes, Charlton Heston.
When I say way before my time, I hope you know I mean it.
But so was Marilyn Monroe, and you would have known when those boobs came out.
True, but show me Charlton Heston's boobs, and maybe we'd have a one-to-one.
Would you have known?
his tits are unmistakable.
You know, okay. So anyway, so he started at the Asheville Community Theater, and he was paid $100 a week, and then he left that contract to go star in The 10 Commandments at a salary of $250,000, which at the time was worth more than $250,000. So there you go.
That would be true if he did it in 2020.
That's so true. You know what I mean?
Thanks, Obama.
Wait, hold on. My slides are going crazy. Here we go. On September 26th, I learned this is so cool, Dan.
Oh, okay. Go on. What happened to her? Shit. Help! Help! Help!
I got distracted.
Okay.
In 1966, this Vietnam War veteran and businessman, Tommy Lee, no, Dan, that is not him.
Oh, I thought, I was like, Elmo was in Nam? That explains the dilated pupils.
Oh my God. This coffee's doing you some good tonight.
Right,
anyway,
going.
He was the first person to patent a toy specifically designed for children with disabilities. And he made this company, Spin Master, which now manufactures more than 300 toys, including Tickle Me Elmo.
No way.
Isn't that so sweet?
That's very sweet.
I love that.
Spin Master is the name of the company?
Yeah.
Is there another famous toy from Spin Master?
I'm sure there is.
Go on.
I don't know it.
Next.
Okay, this is so cool. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this woman's doing?
That is Charlton Heston.
No. This is so cool. In Romania, you can pay for your bus tickets by doing 20 squats.
Really?
This device measures the squats and issues a bus ticket valid for a trip in the network in the urban area, and disabled people and elderly people can ride for free.
Very cool. Thanks for getting one thing right, Romania.
Oh my gosh, Dan.
I don't know. I don't
What
know
did Romania
anything.
ever do to you?
I had nothing, and I don't know anything about Romania, and I'm sure it's a very nice place.
It is.
And I didn't mean anything by that.
No, you didn't.
And I apologize. And next.
Okay, this is gross. I learned on September 28th. Do you have any idea what this is?
That's Charleston Heston.
Oh, stop saying Charleston Heston.
It's also, I think it's Charlton, not Charleston.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, so this is the Museum of Hair.
Okay.
And this is in Independence,
Gross.
Missouri. And this woman, her name is Leela. She has a passion for preserving what she calls the art of hair. And it's been around since 1986. We have to go.
Do we?
Of all the museums that are out there, I'm dying to go.
That's the one?
I mean, this woman literally has rooms and rooms full of hair and and in beautiful decoration. She does a great job.
Do you know the only difference between her and a very wanted serial killer is that they're in frames?
Aw.
That is wild.
Dude, isn't it bizarre?
Yeah.
So that exists.
I don't want to go.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Next.
Okay, I learned this is so cute. The term honeymoon comes from the Middle Ages when a newly married couple was provided with enough honey wine to last for the first month of their married life.
Aww.
Isn't that sweet?
And gentlemen, you know it takes a lot of wine.
And then the last thing I learned
go
this
back.
week. Okay, hold on.
Can you explain why? Actually, well, never mind. Just keep going.
Wait, what do you want to know?
Well, I just didn't
Put
appreciate
up my bees.
What?
What do you want to know?
Well, there's watermarks all over them.
Listen, I was trying to find a slide that went with my honeymoon, and I didn't want to put
It's really
people
cute.
honeymooning.
It's really cute.
And I thought it was cute.
It's really cute. I'm sorry I tore you down.
It's okay.
You don't deserve that.
Now here comes a grosser slide.
Nice.
Actually, it's not that gross, but look at this. This is a honeypot ant. They consume large amounts of food to the point where their abdomens swell. That's their abdomen right there. It swells enormously and literally make honey. Tribesmen in Australia eat honeypot ants just by biting the honey part off of their body.
Isn't that their thorax?
I don't know. It's their abdomen.
Huh.
And so basically, it's full of good sugar. It tastes like honey. Terrible way to die if you're a honeypot ant. like, oh, my butt. But anyway.
I don't know. If I could die knowing that my butt would feed the masses, I wouldn't be so sad.
So if it comes to you or me in cannibalism, I won't feel bad.
Chomp, chomp,
That's
baby.
definitely the first part.
But I don't think you have to kill me. I think you just chop it off. Like, it's not that much of my
I would never
mass.
kill you. I would just, like, if you were dead, I would probably eat your body.
Let's be that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Why not?
Why not?
Dan has asked this question to y'all before, but it's been a while.
What is it?
Well, I figured you know since we were talking about cannibalism.
Go on.
If you had the opportunity.
Oh, I know this one. Shut up.
It's your question.
If you had the opportunity to eat human meat, like pay for a human steak, and it wasn't a crime, and you could just eat it in a restaurant,
it was just a dead body and it'd been fried up.
Well, you don't have to.
Don't think about it.
Yeah,
too
it doesn't
hard.
have to be. You don't have to phrase it that way. It's prepared. It doesn't have to be fried. It can be very healthy, gluten-free, dairy-free, human flank. Would you do it?
Would you do it?
Let us know in the comments.
Yep, I'm curious. I would, because I will try anything twice.
I think it's a no-brainer, but a lot of people seem mixed on this. And by mixed, I mean we're the only two people who said yes.
Is that true?
I think so, yeah.
Actually,
Most people
might be true.
Most people are like, ugh, human meat. And I'm like, ugh. We're eating pigs and cows and
There's really no
and-
difference. I love animals so much, and I eat them. And when I think about it, I feel sad. I genuinely
Oh, look
feel
at this.
sad.
See, Ethan is a man of class.
Nice. Thanks, Ethan.
Aren't you a little curious?
I'm curious.
Like, I would just do it even if I could get caught. I honestly might just slice a piece off tonight and chomp, chomp.
It probably does taste like chicken, Kim.
Doesn't it all, though, at the end of the day?
Yeah, I feel like you only live once, and I want to try everything that there is.
Yeah.
So sometimes experiences will be good, bad, and gross, but you know what? It's the disgusting experiences that I remember the most. Point and case.
And I don't think that that's disgusting. My mom says, my answer, she's an easy yes. In fact, she's done it. For my 13th birthday, she prepared my friend Harrison. And
Is that where Harry went?
Yeah, he was
Aw.
delicious. I mean, he was mostly gone anyway. He wasn't amounting to anything. So
I don't even know what you're talking about.
what are you going to do?
Is that Harry you used to fish with the meat? I mean, not the meat, the bread.
See? Yeah, we used to fish together and then disappeared.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sweet. I just think that you should try everything. At least I like to try everything twice. In fact,
because you never know if the first time, for science, you want a sample size.
Exactly. And this is one of the first things that Dan and I bonded on, because I've always said, I'll try anything twice. And then he started saying, had always said, I'll try everything twice. So
I like to take your common monikers, your common turns of phrase, and flip them on their head and make them a little cheeky.
Oh, aren't you cute?
Yeah. Yeah, like, what's another one?
What's another thing that you would try twice?
Like instead of people say deuces, I used to be like, thrices.
Did you really?
And people would be like,
that's a little cringe, as the kids say. But I don't mind. I think it's cute. I do. I think it's cute. I think it's super cute.
All right.
I honestly think that everything Dan does is cute, and that's just a fact. And I think that many people do.
You think?
Yeah.
Name 5 people.
That think you're adorable?
Name 11 people. Name 31 people.
We don't have enough time, but there's
a likely story.
Definitely going to happen. Eventually.
What is going on? What are we doing right now?
Well,
are we eating honey ants?
Would you like to eat a honey ant with me?
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to tell everyone about You Only Live Once. So, point in case, we were in Flat Rock,
yes,
and it was the last day that everyone was up there, and everyone was hanging out on the porch, and everyone was drinking, doing their thing, like they always do. Not that memorable. I mean, it was very memorable.
How dare you?
But what I was going to say is Dan brought out my mom's Carolina Reaper peppers that she had grown. And
when you say it that way, it sounds messed up.
Why?
Dan brought out my mom's peppers.
Well, he did.
I did.
And everyone tried a piece, and it was a horrible, everyone was borderline throwing up and hot and hyperventilating. But they'll never forget it.
And here's the thing.
And they all said they do it again, except for one.
The thing about hot peppers is it's like meditation, right? It's like a thrill ride. Like when you're strapped into a roller coaster, it doesn't matter how fast and awful the experience is. You're stuck there. You're going to get through it. You're going to go through the paces, and then you're done.
Yep.
Peppers are the same way. You get through, no matter how hot it is, all you can do is give up control and wait. So it makes it very easy to meditate through it. And it just catches people off guard the first time. People think it's worse than it is because they don't know what to expect. Once you know what to expect, things are not so bad. Yeah. Once you know you're not in any harm, pain is pain. Pain goes away.
Yep.
I will say Cody, who's like 6'2", 6'3", maybe 200 pounds, big dude. He was like, I cut this.
He was not well.
I cut these Reaper pieces up into slices of different sizes. He goes, Dan, I eat a lot of hot food. How big of a piece should I get? And I was like, well, it's not really hot. It's the difference between hot food and a Carolina Reaper. And he goes, yeah, but I'm just saying, I can handle it. I can do it. And I was like, dude, and take a big slice. And the man was incapacitated for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
But he said he would do it again. And everyone who was going through that pain was like, I will never forget this. And that's why I think you should do everything. Yes, some things may sting, some things may hurt. It's just like if you go through a bad relationship and you're like, I'm not going to ever do a relationship again. Well, don't.
I also...
I will continue with the learning, Bruce.
I will say that spicy food is one of my top loves. And I've never had
me and the peppers.
I've never had it is, and if one of them's got to go,
it's me.
The of all the spice, when we ate the Carolina Reapers 2 episodes ago, the whole thing, that was the most agonizing pain. I've had tons of small pieces of peppers, but I've never chomped on the whole fresh pepper out of the garden with the pith and the seeds. That was unfun.
Poor
Just
Dan.
the way that it hit, it felt like there was a dagger in my throat.
Yeah, it did.
Reapers are brutal.
They were very stabby.
Yeah.
They were very crazy.
Yes, Ethan, twice.
No. I do. Actually, you know what's funny? You say that. Dan actually says, he always says, except for heroin
and meth.
And he says that I should never try heroin or meth.
That's just of the mainstream drugs. I just think that you should go ahead and do anything you want to, but just avoid heroin and meth, because those are the ones that
mess you up.
Anything can ruin your life. But heroin and meth have a bad track record for turning a good life into a bad life.
If you're a meth addict and you're watching, I love you anyway. And
hey,
I'm not judging you.
And I'm
just
sure,
for the record.
And I'm sure you agree. Most heroin addicts that are on the street and stuff are like, yeah, I hate being addicted to heroin, but it's my life now. Sucks.
Speaking of heroin,
we have
a heroin in the lobby waiting right now.
Stuck the landing.
No.
Beautiful.
Stuck it. I am so excited about tonight's guest because this young lady.
No, go for it.
Oh no. This was.
No. I insist.
I was doing this. You do this. You're ruining.
It's just good entertainment.
You're ruining the entertainment.
Okay, great. I am so thrilled to have a guest today who I've gotten to experience on stage and off recently, and is a wonderful person. Her name is Jenna Rubaii. She's a NYC-based singer, actor, and songwriter. She starred as Mary Magdalene on the 50th anniversary tour of Jesus Christ Superstar, and recently as Mary Magdalene at Flat Rock Playhouse, where we met doing Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah.
She originated the role of Joelle in the original cast of Groundhog Day on Broadway, which I forgot to touch base with her about because she probably knows my friend Vishal, who is also in the original cast.
Well, we should find out.
I see her reacting in the green room, so she must either really love him or really hate him. As well as the roles of Extraordinary Girl in the international tour of Green Day's American Idiot, which, by the way, if that was back in like 2014 or so, I probably saw her in that as well, which we have to touch base on.
Oh my gosh.
And as well as Stephanie Mangiano and the Asian tour of Saturday Night Fever. Jenna has performed on the 2017 Tony Awards and Good Morning America, and has sung for 2 presidents.
Ooh.
Not at the same time. I don't think. I shouldn't speak for her.
You shouldn't.
She's currently working on Radio Recall. It's a dynamic live concert with her Jesus Christ Superstar co-star, Erinn Lavigny, who we also performed with. Great people. And let's get her on here to talk a little bit more about that. Everybody, please welcome, put your virtual hands together for Jenna.
Thank you.
How's that feel?
The silence. I just heard silence, and they're like,
How's that stand up to the crowds that you performed for on the tour?
What was that?
How does that compare to your tour crowds? No comment?
No comment. No, just kidding.
How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm great. I want to go back and talk about everything you talked about before. First of all, I'm obsessed with the knowledge, and I love trivia, Dan.
Yes, and I don't know if Erinn knows this. Jenna Rubaii and Nat Zagri are trivia champions of Flat Rock, North Carolina.
Do you know that?
Yes.
I literally would have put together trivia for the two of you.
What do you mean?
You had told me that, Dan.
What do you mean?
We got second the first time, but it was just the two of us, and then we had a group.
Yeah, but I think if you get second as 2 and then you add some people, we're calling you the anchor and the stern.
That's important.
And maybe some other important parts of the ship.
I agree.
Well, I want to be on this learning journey with you.
It's so fun. And I can share with you all the facts up till now. I don't know. It's October 1st. So however many days that is, I
want to learn. My favorite one is the woman with the hair, because I love
so bizarre.
I'm obsessed with oddities and curiosities. Like every time I see like taxidermy or like a weird, I have a friend from college and she and I are very similar in this realm. She's like, I visited her in Milwaukee and she's like, I have to take you to the Bobblehead Museum. And it's just like little tiny museum, and it's just like the biggest collection of bobbleheads you've ever seen in the world. So anytime I go anywhere, if I'm touring in a city, it's like my goal to find the weirdest things.
I love that.
And I love that too. Like on tour, we stopped at the world's largest ball of twine, which I loved. There's this place, Jenna, called Ponyhenge.
Yeah, this is weird. You'd like this one then.
Oh, it's so fun. It's in Massachusetts, about an hour outside of Salem, and no one was there. And basically, it's this giant graveyard for hobby horses. And it just started one day, and they're just out there in the field, and they're all rusty and cool, and it was amazing.
Let me also specify, when you say giant graveyard for hobby horses, it paints a certain picture that is not quite accurate. What it is like maybe a fifth of an acre of like suburban street land where there's like some hobby horses in a circle. It's very weird.
It's so cool.
Have you ever kind of come across that reel on Instagram? I've seen it a few times now, so I don't know what my algorithm is doing. But it's like the people in, I can't remember what country, Romania maybe, and they're like, it's called like the hobby horse, like, I don't know, they're just riding around on these, horses on a stick, and it's like they're like fake jumping of it's.
I haven't seen it,
to say the least.
Are you talking about the competitions?
Yes.
Yes, we have seen that. And they're like stoic and stone faced, and they look like serious athletes, but they're like riding their hobby horses.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they are serious athletes.
See, the only thing that I know is I used to run events and stuff at this resort, and we would do like horse racing where everyone would get on a hobby horse and we'd roll these giant die, and then they'd like have to move forward one or two. And like old people love that, and they cheer and they go crazy. So that's my experience.
I would love that because it's weird.
Yeah.
See, I like the weird stuff. Erin's really into finding like the world's largest blankety blanks. Yeah. And that's okay, but I feel like I know what I'm going to see. It's going to be the thing that I've seen, but big.
We've seen the world's largest fork. We've seen the world's largest spoon. We have not seen the world's largest knife yet.
Well, there's a lot of subdivisions.
True. There's the world's largest Bowie knife, which is in Texas.
Jenna, we're getting sidetracked.
We are, but it's so fun.
Anyway, I started it.
No, it's great. This is awesome. There's too much to cover. I wanted to talk to you. You do know my friend Vishal from Groundhog Day.
It's Rifftober, by the way.
You're so right.
That's it. Our friend Vishal, who is an incredible human being, does a thing called Rifftober. Phenomenal at riffing, and every day he'll come on and just sing a crazy riff.
That's amazing.
We should have Vishal on the show. He'd be great.
Oh, he would be great.
He's I have this thing where I'm very attracted to people, people's souls who are extremely talented but also very good humans. And he's one of those people. You're one of those people. I feel like we just worked with a number of those people, actually.
We did.
Sometimes
Flat Rock Playhouse has this way of like magnetizing good people. I feel like, and the genuity doesn't, usually you meet people at the beginning of a contract and everyone's like, everyone is the best. And then you get to know them and everyone's still great, but they're not the best. But honestly, everyone was still the best at the end of your contract. And I was like, wow, this is really impressive.
And to the chat room out there, the most memorable moment for me was Dan teaching us during tech how delicious a cucumber can be with just salt.
Well, you say us.
Salt.
I feel like that wasn't a deep cut.
Pick your veggies. So simple.
I feel like the discovery that day was that we were eating these gigantic cucumbers. They looked like watermelons. They were cute. They were thick. And we were eating them like corn on the cob.
Wow.
Or like hoagies.
And Dan was just like had a personal little salt shaker, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's just like, "I was like, where did the salt even come from?" And he's like, "You've never done this before?" And I was like, "No," and it changed my life.
I'm like, you don't travel with a salt shaker in your pocket? Are you not afraid of snails and slugs?
He's got salt with him all the time.
It's a smart idea.
He needs a little extra sodium on all of it. I'm a cuke girl myself. I like those mini cukes more than the cucumbers.
Oh, I love a pickle though.
Oh yeah.
I love a pickle variety.
Agreed.
I would do that taste testing.
Of what? Pickles?
Okay,
here's a question then. What's your pickle? What's your favorite kind of pickle? Because sometimes the wrong kind of pickle can ruin your day.
True.
Oh, I despise the sweet pickles. The bread and butter, get them out of my life.
Agreed.
Disgusting. No.
Agreed.
I love a phenomenal classic dill. And I generally tend to like everything in my life a little bit more like vinegar forward. So that's how I would say.
For your hot sauces and things too?
Correct. Yep. Barbecue sauce. Like I definitely go for like vinegar flavoring.
So do you like, I don't know if you know about the barbecue divide down here in the Southeast.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what is it?
Well, there's a barbecue. There's North Carolina has, the classic barbecue, but once you get to a certain point, they have something called Lexington style barbecue.
Never heard of that one.
Okay, you'd like it because it's watery. It's not like thick. It's vinegar forward. It's a very vinegary barbecue.
He wasn't a huge fan, but I think I prefer it.
We're gonna get you down here, like we do all our guests, and treat you to a barbecue, Lexington style evening.
Yeah.
Really a dream. Like all I want is barbecue all the time. So yes, thank you.
Jenna, I want to ask you about, and I'm sure this is interesting to the audience too. What is it like to tour something massive like Jesus Christ Superstar's 50th anniversary?
Oh, it's so big. It's so big because, and I didn't even realize it until, it's a very long story. I can tell you another time about how I actually booked the part. I didn't book it and then it came back to me. So it was like a whole long thing. And by the time it started, I almost felt like, okay, I guess I'm doing it. I had to put everything in storage really quickly. And then it wasn't until I had officially announced it with my, to Facebook and people I knew, that I noticed how many people were obsessed with the show.
Yeah.
And loved, they're like, this is my favorite music of all time. I grew up with this, fond memories, beloved. And that was when I went, oh wow, this is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cool because so many people, even Dan, oh, maybe you weren't there because you had COVID. The first day that we were there, our stage manager had to stop. He's like, I just need to say something. This show means so much to me. And he expressed how his mom used to play it. And he's like, and I was really young when this came out, but everyone seems to have a story from that era.
Yeah.
Dad was one of those people, my dad knows every single lyric. He comes in the show and just knows everything.
Well, it's a special piece too, because it was even for non-theater people, it was an album before it was a show.
Yeah.
And
it was in the fun fact. It was nominated for a Grammy next to Carole King's Tapestry.
Really?
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Wow.
It was a music phenomenon and a theater phenomenon. And yeah, you don't get that very often.
Right.
No, and for a lot of the people that we were talking about how the show just turned 50, as you know, because you were on the tour. Because the album came out in 71, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The Brown album, right? That's what everybody talks about.
The Brown album with the guy from Deep Purple and someone else and many other people, I dare say. And it's funny how if you're not a young theater person who's pursuing new shows and new knowledge, Jesus Christ Superstar is about the coolest that theater ever got for a huge amount of the theater people who are supporting theater these days.
Yep. Yeah, we always used to say it's the most iconic story of all time, and also and then you put rock music to it and it just becomes this crazy theatrical kind of experience. It's pretty phenomenal to see something like that exist in the realm of show business.
Yeah, it is.
And
really neat to see.
And you toured with Erinn. And you now, the way you guys talk, I almost call you sister and brother. You guys you have a very sibling dynamic.
Deep relationship.
Yes. And he was Jesus on the tour with you. Is that where you guys met, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so that, being on that tour for 2 years, that's, that binds you. And now you guys have amazing chemistry and you're working on this show, Radio Recall. Can you tell us a little bit about what that's going to be?
Yeah. I mean, we started the tour in 2019 and we had a pandemic that stopped it. And we were together during the pandemic for most of it. And then, came back, did the show again. And during the time, just even before the pandemic, we would, our version of the show was very, not dissimilar to what we just did, but it was very much rooted in the music aspect of it. Jesus was a musician, and we made the story akin to the downfall of an artist, say Amy Winehouse or Kurt Cobain. The people who build you up can also tear you down. So everything was very music based. And Erinn and I both have we have a very similar music sensibility that we found out. We both have, worked on Broadway and done a lot of theatrical stuff, but our roots are really based in music, pop, rock, and so forth. And we started jamming on some things. And then when the tour ended, we were like, we want to do what we love to do and be in control of that. So we built we built this concert. It's music that you know and love, anything from acoustic rock to arena rock. So it's anything from Coldplay to Tina Turner. We do have Carole King, James Taylor in there, Celine Dion, Adele, Ed Sheeran. We've mixed them all together, have done some fun covers of it, and it's kind of a rockin' show. It's pretty big. Yeah.
Cool.
4-piece band. Yeah.
And what I've heard of it, it seems very cool, not just because you two are rock star performers, but also the arrangements are very unique and creative.
Very cool.
We actually have a clip we'd like to roll so that people can see get a piece and a taste for you as a performer and Erinn, but also for the show that you put together. This is Radio Recall.
Check it out.
Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is this something that you're searching for?
I'm up the deep end, watches on diving. I'll never leave the road. Could it be anybody?
Every day of my life, I work till I ache in my bones.
At the end of the day, I take all of my heart and pain all my own. I get down on my knees and I start to pray,
So the tears roll down from my eyes.
oh, somebody
Feels like the very first time. Won't you open up the door? But if you never try, you'll never know
just what you want. Hey, 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 yeah. I said, hey, what's going on?
tears stream down your face when you lose something you cannot replace. Tears stream down your face,
And I will try to fix you.
Wow, that was epic.
Yeah.
That was really, really great. I remember the first time I watched that before I met you, because I do a fair amount of stalking with the
Come
people that
on.
we work with. And I remember thinking, wow, that's really epic. You guys, your voices together, your voices apart are really fantastic, obviously, but your voices together are just,
Yeah,
mwah.
they mesh very well.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. So come see us. We might be in theaters near you, or we have a bunch of cruise gigs lined up. So we'll be guest artist cruise gigging. Also going to Alaska for the first time.
Amazing.
There
we
you
have
go.
someone
We have some
watching
from
from Alaska
Anchorage.
right now.
I don't think it's out of Anchorage, but would definitely love to go more than once.
I bet you're hitting. Is that which line are you going on?
Princess right now.
So you're going to hit Seward, Alaska, probably.
Yep.
And you're going to go to Ketchikan and Juneau and Sitka. And yeah, check out the bears and get some tanzanite.
It's so fun.
I'm so excited. I've never been. It's one of the states I've never been to, and I can't
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna love it. You're gonna love everything. Do you eat seafood?
I'm from Florida.
Oh, okay. Then yes, the crab is like genuinely like out of this world. There's nothing like it. You haven't had crab, even living in Florida, you haven't had crab like you'll have in Alaska. It's
no,
unbelievable.
Is there
except
like-
that I am allergic to crab now.
Oh
But
no!
I think that you should just bite the bullet,
Yeah, it's worth
go
it.
into anaphylactic shock to try Tracy's crab legs.
You should just take a
It's
pen.
actually
with
not
you.
that bad, thankfully. I'll just not feel great for a really long time. But
I think that's just what
Maybe.
happens. I think that's part of the joy of shellfish for everybody.
darn it. The salmon, though. I'll get really good salmon.
Smoked salmon's big
Oh,
up there, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you
Oh.
guys like getting outdoors and hiking, I mean, there's some unbelievable. And also, you get to see the glaciers, Mendenhall Glacier, before it's
We're
gone.
all this way.
Oh yeah, it's going.
Yeah.
And you can also eat reindeer jerky, Jenna.
I would try that.
It's pretty good.
I've had venison before. Why do they call it reindeer?
Well, it is reindeer.
They're totally separate. I guess.
Yeah, I think they're
Like deer.
Yeah, no, these are the magical ones that fly.
the ones that are from
I
Santa's workshop.
see.
Yeah, much gamier meat
Mm.
because they don't have to run. They don't work their muscles.
Exactly.
It's just gross.
They just follow on to poor old Rudolph.
Hey, this is interesting. You said one of the few states you haven't been to. What's like if you had to choose 3 locations to visit before you die? You could only choose 3 more places that you haven't been to go. What would they be?
Ooh, I love this.
New Zealand, #1.
Amazing.
Great.
Just
choice.
because I know it covers a lot of ground. It looks like a fairyland, you know?
Have you been to the Oceania region at all, like Australia or anything?
No. I've done a lot. I've done quite a bit in Southeast Asia, which I'm obsessed with. I love Asia. I
Okay.
definitely go back. I feel very drawn there to
Cool.
that.
Why is that, do you think?
I think there's a little bit of like the East that just is so different, maybe.
Absolutely.
And that's fascinating. Also, the history is it's so old.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know. This is such a hard question.
It really
I know,
is.
and that's why I asked it, because I wanted to watch you suffer on the air.
Okay, if we're going for variety, no, I can't answer it. I would need to like sit here for another.
That's fine. We can all wait.
Dan, I want to know one of yours.
Oh, well, Australia is the last continent that I have to hit. I've done the other 6.
And you've
that's
performed
amazing.
on all 6 too, which is cool.
Yeah, so I too want to get to Australia, New Zealand ASAP. Like that's #1 on my list. I also am super drawn to Asian cultures. I went to Taiwan, Korea, China, Japan. I've always liked Japanese culture because I'm a nerd.
Love Japanese culture.
If
So
you're a
good.
nerd, you kind of have to love Japanese culture. It's like a rule. I
The
think
food. Oh,
the food is incredible.
so good.
And it's so funny you say that about it being different, because like I talk about it that same way where you can travel to Europe, and it's somewhat different. Like it's everywhere has a unique culture, but the way that people consume taste, media, and culture and things is just so different
So
in
different.
the East. Like the flavor palettes in food and like the style of storytelling and the way that it's just so different than just going over the pond or something.
Yeah,
Correct.
definitely.
Correct. Oh, I've already done Scotland and I'm obsessed. I'm already planning my second trip. It's been in the works for a while.
Where'd you go in Scotland?
Oh, Edinburgh, Glasgow. That was basically it. We were touring then. So I got to see it, but I didn't get to like do all the fun things I
You've
wanted.
got to take a car and go all the way up to the northern areas and just like stay at B&Bs. And oh, I love Scotland. It's
I
so
know.
amazing. I'm a
Too.
Catholic.
And I love
too.
Scotch, so
Yes,
Oh, there you
me
go.
too.
You were touring in Scotland was that with American Idiot?
yeah, it was with American Idiot.
Okay, so that wasn't an international tour. Did you also do like all over the US, or was that a separate venture?
Yeah, we were super lucky. We started out in the UK. So we did, and we played at the Hammersmith Apollo in London, which is like, honestly, tours shouldn't go there. It's too big. But it's where like the Beatles play. Like it's an iconic music stage.
Wow.
Which was really cool. But yeah, we did Scotland, Ireland, Wales, about 5 different areas of England. And then we did a national tour, and then we did South Korea and Japan.
Oh, so fun.
Amazing.
It was
Oh my
so
gosh.
good. It was unbelievable. Like first tour experience too. I was like, check. Yeah.
That sounds incredible. Yeah, I love all those areas. My biggest one, I think we're going to. I've always wanted to go to Greece.
We're going to Greece in May.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Where?
Kind of all over.
Yeah, so we're gonna fly in early to Athens and spend some time there, and go out to like Mykonos and stuff, and Santorini, and then we're on a cruise, so we're just kind of like hopping along the coast, and we also go to Croatia, which I've always wanted to see.
Yeah, never
Oh.
been.
Okay, you guys, last year I was in this very northern tip of, it's called Trieste, Italy, and it's about an hour from Croatia. Didn't make it to Croatia, but Slovenia is incredible.
Really?
Awesome.
Would go back in a heartbeat.
No way.
Okay.
Super green, really activity friendly, like hiking wise and such. And I hear Croatia is stunning. You can't go wrong. Honestly, you can't go wrong.
So
All I
true.
know about Croatia is that everything that happens there is exactly like the Game of Thrones.
Well, bye, Dan.
That's what I've read. And then we're also going to
Gonna come in
Monte-
with his like, he's like totally dressed, like I'm ready.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going as a dragon.
Oh yeah, you should.
I've always been obsessed with dragons, so
Yeah,
I'm
Like
just hoping.
find Dan on top of like a cathedral, and he's just like,
I love that.
now
ready.
you're the new gargoyle. Yeah. or
I
whatever.
can
Oh,
see
I'm
it.
so ready. Gargoyle. Oh, you know what we were talking about? Eat my ass. And
Wait,
then,
what?
Wait, hold on.
What?
Hold on.
What did you just say? You didn't beep yourself
What
out.
I meant is we were talking about eating body parts earlier,
Oh yeah,
and I didn't mean eat my ass. I meant eat my ass.
I know what you mean.
Uh,
But it still didn't sound like
and
that.
then turn me into a gargoyle was the next part of that.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
I don't know why I wanted to show you my narwhal pen because I feel like, isn't it so cute?
Wait, I can't see it. Oh, is it a narwhal? Yes. I love a narwhal.
I do too.
Also, speaking of which, is that from Elf when you did Elf?
Yes. How did you know? Oh, because
Because
boy, Mr.
deep
Narwhal.
cuts. We love him. What's his name? Oh, bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Mr. Narwhal.
Thank
He's
you,
just Mr. Narwhal. I mean, that movie is iconic.
It really is.
Dan is also the best Buddy the Elf that exists,
Oh,
and I know I'm biased, but
I recently saw a photo of you two, promotional, I assume, and I was like, I would pay big money to go see you do that show together.
It was a blast. That show, have you
So
ever done that
fun.
show?
No.
That show is one of those, like, I'm not like a big, like, cheesy Christmas musical fan,
Come
but I
on,
will
Dan.
say that one is a blast.
I am a big cheesy musical fan, and I love it.
They
It's
did-
my favorite.
They did a good job with that adaptation. It's really fun.
I need to see it. They're bringing it back.
They are.
That's what I heard on
yes.
Broadway.
Yeah.
2025.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much fun.
Well, produce your own show, and we'll all come to North Carolina and see you.
Done.
There you go.
Done.
That sounds good.
What were you gonna? I was gonna ask something before you were talking about eating ass.
I did not, for the record, bring that up again.
Oh, speaking of Carolina Reapers, everyone should watch this cool. Well, I mean, I watched it a couple times because I really loved the series. It was on Netflix, probably 2020 or so. Have you seen it? We Are the Champions?
Yes, very cool. The first
So
episode.
cool.
The whole thing was very fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for people that don't know it, go watch it. It's knowledgeable and it's
Mhm.
entertaining and it's like docu style and interesting. They feature these odd competitions of sorts around the world, and you learn about them, and it's just a cool thing as like a little micro societies doing these interesting events and
Yeah.
communities coming together and. Anyway, they feature they do the hot pepper competition,
Mhm.
and it's hard to watch.
Well, yeah, because people, I mean, you eat enough of those peppers, and no matter how hard you are, it's gonna make you puke.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't do it. I think I
No,
would
it-
get like 2 in and I'd be bye.
It's pretty brutal to eat even one Carolina Reaper. I mean,
Yeah.
it is nuts,
Mm-mm.
and just not probably all that good for you.
No. The next day is when you really have to worry about it.
Not me. Not me. It's
So Dan, would you submit for Hot Ones?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Hot Ones is like, Yeah.
He can handle any sauce, like genuinely any sauce.
Like we had the.
Are you going to do the pepper competition?
Which one?
Are you going to go?
Like
the pepper
you talking about the
competition?
one from We Are the Champions?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, I don't think that I have what it takes for that. The
Really?
people who do that are really, really hardcore.
You're pretty hardcore.
I'm somewhere between hot ones and those pepper competitions. I'm like a wannabe.
Do you feel like they train for that? Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to.
100%.
And they have to pregame too. That's what we learned because like otherwise it literally rips your stomach up. So you have to like eat mashed potatoes,
Starches and dairy.
and milk and stuff, and just make it. Yeah, it's bizarre.
The first time I ever ate a Carolina Reaper, I did it on an empty stomach, and I had, honestly, Jenna, probably the worst night of my life.
I have a picture again I will send you that is sad.
Naked in the fetal position on the floor of my crew cabin, like not sure if I need to poop or vomit, and then accomplishing neither and just being in agony for like
it was
4 hours. Sweating. It was,
I can't do that.
It was horrible.
But I will generally, I'd like to say I would try anything.
Yeah.
I did not try balut.
Oh,
see, there's the other one.
Balloons.
Celebration. Hey.
Do you know balut in the Philippines?
Oh.
No, I've never been.
But
Well,
there's a
it's
contest
basically
there, or a challenge there, right?
It's a delicacy there, but I could not do that one.
Which one is it? Because I've worked obviously with a lot of Filipinos.
It's like the embryo of a chicken, like it's like pretty much like still forming in the egg.
Now,
And you know, I just don't want to go there.
I will say, outside of the mental game of that, that's very close to just eating things that we eat every day.
True.
Yeah, I guess you're right. The
You know what I
mental,
mean?
yeah.
It's like breakfast and lunch in one.
Yeah.
But it's always about like texture, right?
Yeah, you don't want to feel
I
like
think-
talons and bones crunching between your teeth.
There's one restaurant in Asia, and it has a double thing that you have to go through in order to get in, because you get in and there's snakes all over the ground.
What?
Naturally.
And you point to the snake you want, and they take it on their little snake thing. They cut off its head,
No.
and then with chopsticks, they give the guest of honor at your table the still beating heart for you to eat.
Nope.
You wouldn't do it?
Never. No.
Really?
I don't really think I'd want to do that.
I would
one,
do
to
that.
be
I would do
honest.
that one before the chicken, to be honest with you.
Oh, come on. Chicken embryos that are dead already?
A snake
They're
heart?
dead. No. Not for me.
It is
Well,
bizarre.
I'll have yours.
Jenna, you are the most lovely person.
Ca-
I am so...
You two are the most lovely people.
We didn't even get to play a game today because you were so engaging and such a good conversationalist.
You're just
Oh.
incredible.
So
Well,
we'll
we
bring
will
you back.
have many conversations. We could go
Well,
on.
You know, we're going to bring you back for trivia now that you tell me that she's a
Absolutely.
trivia champion. So that
Absolutely.
is definitely going to happen. But before we leave, we always like to ask our guests if you have any wisdom or anything that's on your heart that you might want to share with the audience at large, something you think that everyone might like to hear tonight.
That's easy. I think with all of there's been this week has been really challenging for a lot of people. Our community lost a really special performer, very unexpected, and a lot of famous people passed away this week. And with all of the storms and, you know, seeing everyone struggling so much, I just been so focused on really taking in these moments with, it sounds cliche, but really just trying so hard to be grateful in the moment and like be with the people that you love and care about, or the nature that you love and care about, like walking around and you're like, I'm so grateful this park is next to me, you know, or whatever it is for you. But it's so simple, but it's not. You know?
Yeah. I think that's great. I mean, you know, you talk about the things where you walk down a street you've walked a million times before and find something new to appreciate. And it's so easy to take day-to-day life for granted, and it's not always a given. And there's beauty all around us that we just step over every day too. So
Yeah.
Well, grateful for your podcast. What a joy.
Hey, what a joy
What a
you
joy.
are.
I was sitting there laughing so hard by myself, like at all.
I bet you say that to all the husband-wife podcast duos that host you.
This is just our life at home too.
Yeah.
This is
I
what
truly believe that.
I laugh so much, and I'm so grateful for that. So that's good.
I think
It's a
that's
good
how
life.
it should be.
Amen. Jenna,
Jenna,
thank you for taking the time.
We love you
Love
so
you guys.
much. You're a
Love
beautiful
you.
person.
Love you too. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Mwah.
Talk to you very soon. Bye.
Man, I love her.
I know.
One of the best people that have come into our life in the last 6 years. I say 6 years because Dan and I have been together for 6 years. So,
And by the way, one of the first people that I was able to connect with coming in late to the process for thing, we started talking first day and it was very comforting. She has a wonderful energy. She's a caring person and amazing talent.
5 days in, I called Dan. I was
The
like,
world
hey,
is
who
better
are
for
your
her.
besties? And he said, 2 people, and one of them was Jenna. Made me happy.
The 2 people that I've met. That was my answer.
That's not quite
Yeah.
true. You guys, this has been a crazy, wonderful week. I am so grateful that you've all joined us today, especially those of you who have stuck around because something else is happening on television at the same time, but we don't talk about that here.
Bruce, I am aware. And
yeah.
it is very difficult at this time to get Pepper X. They just it just qualified for the hottest pepper status for via Guinness. We tried to get Pepper X for our wedding because
we know Ed Curry,
who
is
the inventor of the Reaper, the inventor
Exactly.
of Pepper X, and many, many others, lives in South Carolina, northern South Carolina. But his legal team wouldn't allow him to give us the peppers because we could have cultivated the seeds and it was a trademark product. So
not that we would have known how to do that.
yes,
but
it
we
is
could
hot.
have.
And now it's only about 5 million Scovilles hotter, which when you're dealing with things that hot, I don't even know how different that's going to feel because we've had extracts that are up to 7, 8, 9 million.
That's
if you grow Pepper X next year, we will eat them on the show, and
Yeah, we will,
I bet
Mom.
Ed Curry would come and be a guest for that.
I bet so too. Oh, and thank you. Our wedding anniversary is the 7th. And that is going to be before we see y'all again on Erinn and Dan, but it's live. I can't believe we've been married a year.
True.
That does not seem like a year.
Feels like 90.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Y'all, thank you for being here with us. This has been an awesome show. Thank you to our guest, Jenna, who is a beautiful person inside and out.
My heart's worked.
Mine doesn't work. I need some pills.
It's all good. We have a couple things to share with you before we leave. First of all, if you're in the Triad area and you would like to audition for A Christmas Carol Unplugged, we are still accepting video auditions. And this is a wonderful, uniquely staged production of this show. We are going to be taking it to retirement communities. And it is my favorite thing we do at Spring Theater every year because these people genuinely need entertainment. They can't get out, especially when it snows. So please audition for that show. It'll
And
be
an
very
opportunity
rewarding.
to work with the great Meredith Stevens, who is freshly back from Scotland with her master's degree, and she has a great amount of passion and love for this piece. So
That's right.
come work with Meredith on this piece. You won't regret it. It's gonna be awesome.
And also, if you're anywhere in the Northeast, please come and see us on tour. We leave this Thursday. We have 37 shows.
If you're anywhere in the Northeast, you're out of luck because we're nowhere near that region.
No, we're not.
We're in the Midwest.
And it's funny. I don't know if you've seen any of the promo, but people are posting like in Ely, Minnesota to come see the show. And they're like, when are you coming to Florida?
Yeah.
We're not coming to Florida
Because this is not
year.
we're not producing this tour, so
No.
we're going where they tell us to go, which is actually a really nice break for Erinn.
I don't know what I'm going to do with all this spare time on the road.
I'll
Not
tell
having to
ya,
produce.
You're going to take some driving shifts.
Hey! I'm so excited. And maybe Dan Beckman will take some more incredible photos
Probably
on
not.
this tour because I love your photography and I want to see some new stuff.
Thank you so much.
You guys, thanks for joining us tonight. As always, we love you so very much. We hope to see you soon. Hey, Bruce loves you too, Dan.
Thanks, Bruce. That means a lot coming from you.
I hope to see y'all on tour. Hope to see y'all around and be kind. It is so easy.
So easy. And you know what? Like Jenna said, take some time to appreciate the people you have with you, the places that you have with you, especially in light of what's going on in the world. Don't take anything for granted.
Never.
Hug each other, love each other. And if you're feeling bold, eat some ass.